Hello everyone, my name is Christine and I like to read dark and disturbing things. This video, I'm going to talk all about Summerween. It is the last day of Summerween 2023 and I'm going to talk all about what I read and where I went shopping, my little Halloween hunt, as well as what I hauled. So let's check it out. If you weren't aware, Summerween is a reading event that is put on in the summer. The event is held by Gabby at Gabby Reads and Olivia over at Olivia Reads a Latte. And it is just a fun little break in the summer to dedicate to all things spooky. I mean, it's hard to believe, but not everybody dedicates everyday life like I do, and I know some of you do, to reading spooky things. So either way, I was going to participate. So I have my little Summerween shirt, which I think is adorable. And I decked out my reading planner with all the stickers that, I think it was Gabby's sister that designed these. And I think there's a few more on here. I actually bought 2 packs of the stickers so I wouldn't feel guilty using them because I have problems using things sometimes. So knowing I had a backup set kind of helped. And so there were only 5 prompts. So it was a really easy readathon. The first one was to read a book in the dark, which I read many of these in the dark. I tend to read at night a lot anyway. Read a thriller, read a book set in fall, read in something with an orange or black on the cover. And then the 5th one was to read a manga, a graphic novel, or novella. So let's see what I read. The very first thing I did was I read a thriller. I read it in the dark, and this is Taylor Adams' The Last Word. I was really excited to get to this, even though I'm not like a huge thriller reader. I did read No Exit and I really loved it. So I was excited to see what this was about, and I knew a lot of people were loving it. So I had to dive right in. Thrillers are fun because I feel like they are usually quick reads. So if you're feeling kind of in a reading slump, it's kind of a fun way to just get really involved in a fast-paced, fun time. This book is about a woman who decides to do some house sitting somewhere in the Pacific Northwest. It sounds like it's like a little touristy island town, and it is off season. So she is very isolated in this town at this moment where she's watching this house, which is what she wants because she's going through some kind of grief. We're not sure what, but that slowly will come out as the story goes on. And, you know, she's just trying to escape reality at the moment. And in her pursuit of escaping reality, she decides to read a lot and a lot of books. We've all been there. 2020. Yes, the entire pandemic. So she is downloading little Kindle books and reading them, and she reads one that she just thinks is so awful that she needs to leave a review. She leaves a 1-star review and just gives her honest opinion, which is what reviews are for. However, the author of the book quickly responds to her review and is just like, do you know how much effort and work it took me to write this book and you're just going to trash it? Like, I need you to take down that 1-star review. She's like, no, I'm not doing that. That is what I'm giving your book. Like, you put your work out there for people to review, and that's what I review it. And then he responds again and is just really aggressive. Something like, you better take it down or else. And she's just like, no, now it's personal. No, I'm not taking it down. And things start happening in the home that she's living. She's feeling like she's being watched, like while she sleeps. She has just a lot of creepy feelings. Her dog is finding things on the beach that it shouldn't, and she comes to think that maybe this guy is following me. It's too much of a coincidence that he threatens me and all of a sudden all these things are happening. She doesn't know how he would know where she is, but things just escalate from there and things get pretty crazy. This one has so many twists and turns towards the end that I got whiplash. It was just this way, that way, this way. Like I almost couldn't keep up at the end. It was so crazy. So there's just reveal after reveal and twist and turn. So it was a really fun time. I really enjoyed this book and I gave it 4 out of 5 stars. The next book I read was a novella, and it was also Katrina's book pick for her book club of the month, and that was Queen of Teeth by Hailey Piper. This is about a woman who finds that her vagina has teeth, like is growing teeth inside. While she was like in utero, there was some kind of big, a drug company did like a big experiment on a bunch of people, and it had a negative effect on all the babies that experiment happened. I don't remember all the details, and I probably would mess it up anyway, so I don't want to say. But basically, this drug company kind of keeps tabs on every person that was affected by having them do like monthly like health checkups. And like it's their responsibility to follow up with this big problem that they caused. And she finds not only that teeth are coming, I don't know how much I could say without ruining it because it is a novella, but if you look closely, you see tentacles and you see teeth. And all I can say is that Hailey Piper is a twisted, demented woman, and I freaking love it. This is my second book that I'm reading by her this year. I also read, I always screw up the name, The Were Men as Kings, and both are so out there. They're so bizarre. They're very sci-fi, but at the same time have such a human quality because there's also just talk about these human emotions that for me, that is what kind of sucks me in further, is that I feel connected to these characters as a human, even though they are maybe not human anymore or just crazy shit's happening. I don't know. I don't know where her mind gets these ideas, but I love it and I can't wait to read more Hailey Piper. I haven't officially rated this. I want to say it's like probably like a 4.25 out of 5 stars. The next thing I did was read a book with black and orange. Yes, that's that color. I guess it's kind of yellow and orange. Anyway, whatever. This is the book I read because this was also Coral's pick of the month from Pretty in Paper Cuts. This is Glenn Rolfe's Until Summer Comes Around. I didn't really know what this book was about. Even just looking at the back, I thought it was going to be maybe a coming of age story. I didn't realize at the very bottom here, it does say love, loss, betrayal, and the undead. So vampires, okay? Where to begin with this? This is about a teenage boy named Rocky who lives in like a beach town and gets like a lot of tourists in the summer, but he lives there year round. And him and his best friend were all excited about summer, but his best friend was actually going away for the summer. So he needs to kind of be on his own. And while he's out like kind of on the pier and all the shops and stuff like that, he comes across this beautiful girl named November, and they quickly become friends. As it turns out, and like I say, this is not really a spoiler because it says right here, November and her family are all vampires. Look, I like vampire stories. This, I struggle to say it's a vampire story. They are the most boring vampires in the world. So there's only 3 members in her family. Her mom, who's really ill, November, who is passing as a human, like out all day, like sunlight doesn't bother her. I'm trying to think of how I could word it without ruining it, but I don't feel like you can ruin this book. So her brother is the problem. Her brother is an asshole. He's an asshole vampire. And at that, he's not even really very scary. Yes, he's doing some horrible things, but there's no explanation into his character other than him being this jerk. And to me, that's not enough to make a character. So he's just a jerk. He's terrorizing the town. And then we have these 2 kids who are little insta-love birds, which did not make a whole lot of sense to me either. Okay, I was invested the first half of this book. I thought it was easy to read. I was into it. Another person on BookTube was saying that they were also reading it and they were going to DNF it. And once I hit a little bit about the halfway mark, I was like, oh, I see why, because nothing is happening and these characters kind of suck. I mean, our main character's okay, but the vampire aspect was done so poorly. So I thought about DNFing it, but I mean, this book is only like 230 pages and I was always over halfway done. So I stuck it out. And yeah, I don't know. There was a little action towards the end, but then it abruptly ends with just like a 2.5 page epilogue at the very end to wrap things up. What? Like, I'm guessing this book was maybe supposed to be longer and then they just ended it and they're like, oh, I better explain things. I do not recommend. I give it 2.5 out of 5 stars. And lastly was to read a book set in fall. And as you can see, I have my bookmark in here. I'm gonna finish this today because today is officially the last day of Summerween, but I knew I would not have time to film this when I needed to. So here we are. I am a little over halfway. This is Chaney's AutumnCrow. I would just like to give a moment to show this amazing cover. This cover gives all the fall vibes, all the Halloween vibes. I love it. So this is a set of short stories by Chaney, and everything I've read so far, I have thoroughly enjoyed. It is the perfect book to get you into the mood for the season, even if you're always in the mood for the season. It was a fun time. Obviously, I will give a full review when I finish this book at the end, like for my monthly wrap up. But so far, I am loving this book. And yeah, I'm over halfway done. So I can confidently say I'm really enjoying this. All right, so then I did some Halloween hunting. And I live on the West Coast, and we do not really get the early Halloween items that everyone talks about. The last few years, I kept seeing people with all their code oranges, and I was running out to go see everything and there'd be nothing in the stores. I did find some things though. I found a little bit at Joann's. I found a little bit at Home. Like obviously they were still putting things out. I went to Michael's today. They had nothing. Oh, sorry. They had a few like wreath things, but they were just barely starting to put stuff out. And I went to Home Goods, and Home Goods, I went there last week and they had nothing, like not a single thing. But today I went and they had some things. So let me show you what I got. I'm gonna just run a little bit of footage over my talking so you could kind of see some of the things that there were. So I just wanna say all of you in the East Coast that have all this stuff, you are lucky. It must roll out that way and slowly across the country. You would think it was the middle of summer or something. Like, why do they not have all of the goodies? But I did find a few things, and at Joann's, was this Joann's? Yes, it was. So I got some of the pieces that I had seen in other people's footage that I was like, oh, okay, I need that. I did pick up. And one of them was this cute bat. Move the tag. This was at Joann's, and I will tell you the price. The price retails for $34.99. I believe all of their, see their little eyes? I believe all of their items were 40% off, like right off the bat. But a little tip, and I don't know if this will still be there by the time this video goes up, but if you bought them online, like you got an, I don't know if it was an extra 25%, they had an extra coupon on top of already sale prices. So before you go out, maybe just look online and see if they have the items online that you're really looking for, because sometimes they have these deals there where they don't have them here. There was also a mirror that you probably will see in the footage that I roll, and I did pick the mirror up as well. I love bats. You will see a theme. I like bats, I like ghosts, I like Frankenstein's. I like Frankenstein's monster, sorry. And I like vampires, so I do like a mix of things, but I like things that are kind of cute and spooky. Next up, I went to At Home and I got a few of these guys that I had seen in other people's videos. And one was this little Dracula. He is $9.99. And as far as I know, At Home never has any sale or coupons. Maybe after the season they'll have stuff marked down. I love Dracula, and then I love that he has candy corn fangs. And be careful, I did have to look through all the ones they had because some of the fangs were kind of messed up with the paint, and I was able to get one of the better ones, and some of them were like chipped up down on the bottom, so I think that these will chip up pretty easily. But he was just so cute. There was also like a witch riding a lollipop that I really liked, but I felt like I had to kind of pace myself and make sure I wasn't going too crazy. And then they also had this with the same vampire or candy corn fangs. Yes, I can speak. And then it says, try me. He does light up, but you could kind of see like the inside of him was like half-assed painted, which is okay because I probably won't have him lit up. And I thought that these would be cute even for my bookshelves year round. There's some things I have out all the time, so I really liked him. And the last thing I got at Home, this says it lights up as well. However, it doesn't have like one of those buttons. And I'm actually fine if it doesn't light up. But the bats on the ghosts with the hear no evil, see no evil, speak no evil was just adorable. And like I said, yeah, there's no batteries in there right now. I don't care if it lights up. I like it just the way it is. And I did end up seeing something kind of similar to this at Home Goods today. So I don't know if it had bats, like the details of it might be a little different, but it was a stack of ghosts. That was a very similar thing. Okay, so just two more things. And this is what I got today at Home Goods. I keep confusing At Home and Home Goods, the names. They probably are going to be putting more stuff out, but they only had one of these and I just thought they were so cute. What they remind me of is like Huey, Dewey, and Louie when they go trick-or-treating. I maybe just because the one is the devil, and I think maybe one's a witch. I can't remember what the Huey, Dewey, and Louie characters are. I know for sure one's a devil, and I just really liked it. They were very into this, like having a few pastel pink things. And so he did have a pink pumpkin hat, which I'm not a pink person, but I think for this it worked well. If you're into pink, then you'll probably like some of the stuff they have. That's not really my jam, but yeah, I thought they were adorable, and they only had one. This was $14.99. They only had one, so I snagged it really fast. I mean, they might have more later. And the last guy I got was someone that I had seen in, I think, Katrina when she was showing the haul, and I thought he was so cute. Look at how cute he is. His little fangs and his little pumpkin basket, his bat. I love him. He's so cute. I'm gonna have to give him a name. What should I name him? Let me know down below. I need some ideas. Or he's probably gonna end up being Bob or something stupid. All right, so that wraps up my Halloween haul so far. I feel like I've already kind of bought quite a few things already. I tend to really like some of the stuff that Bath & Body Works comes out with. They have a lot of candle holders and that are very detailed and usually really expensive. Again, keep an eye out for coupon type things because that's the way to go. I think that there was a candle holder that I had my eye on. I'll have to revisit their videos and stuff like that. But I think that stuff comes out next week sometime. So I might have more to show you later. Anyway, that was my little Summerween. I had a really fun time. I wish that I had been around during some of like the reading sprints and stuff like that. Unfortunately, I was always at work when that stuff was happening, but I had a great time. Thank you very much for watching, and you can stay spooky around. So do it. Stay spooky. All right, bye.